Your favorite, most inconsistent podcast is back. Hit the intro without the music. We're live. Bet Boys back. Week 5 of college football.
Oh, shit, I didn't know you were live.
I'll turn off the face tracking. Look at that.
Start it over.
We're always starting it over. That's the beauty of
I wasn't
editing.
even paying attention. Wish we had higher chairs so we can be like...
I wish we had more. We could just fold it here. We look like hostages. I don't know what to do with our hands.
Let's just... What if you put something on this and you were able to look at it down a little bit so it would... Hold on, let me...
I have a different... I got another idea.
Put it on there.
Where should I put it?
On here. But I was saying, if you had something higher and it was slightly looking down on us, I feel like it would look a little better. But at this point, who gives a f***? And if it was up taller, you'd at least be able to catch the full sign and it maybe would cut us off here. You know what I mean?
Don't come in here, guys. This is a disaster. Bet Boys, week 5 of college football.
It's not on.
Yes, it is on. Bet Boys, week 5, college football. We're back. Your favorite inconsistent podcast
is back. I was thinking about that the other day, too. And every year, it just moves so fast. We're already at week 5. It's almost the halfway point. 12 games, so next week is the halfway point. I try not to think about it because, like I just said, I feel like it does move so fast and it's here and gone before you know it.
It's only October 1st. So we have October,
I know,
November.
but I feel like it just started and we're already in week 5. Fair?
Catching up with the Bet Boys. If you're not following already, I've been putting out a weekly series about my opportunity to win $1 million with DraftKings Fantasy Best Ball. If you haven't followed along with that, please click down below, like and
Yeah, you will, aren't you?
Well, you're going to have to tune in to
tonight's
tonight's episode.
All right, well, just give idea of how you are doing so it gives them a reason to tune in.
So, long story short, I submitted 150, and the truth is, at this point, I'm up to 191 lineups.
Oh, so you're putting more in.
I've been putting in between 5 and 10 a week of best ball lineups.
You're crazy.
So I'm at 191 lineups. They're all right around $20 a pop. As an episode, I'm at $4,100. I'm outperforming EV drafting every single day. I've been drafting
What's
every
your
day.
draft strategy? Do you have a strategy going in, trying to pick the guy who's like, do they track that? I've never done best ball
No,
before.
so that is a really good question. So, it's no ownership because everybody in each league is separate. So only one person has Aaron Rodgers.
That's true. I forgot it's individual fantasy, not regular like FanDuel where you're.
Yeah, it's not a daily.
See, I don't done best ball before. But that's interesting.
Yeah, so 3 quarterbacks, 6 running backs. I was doing hand tracking again. This is a disaster.
Can't you just on pause so it doesn't move?
3 quarterbacks, 6 running backs, 8 wide receivers, 3 tight ends. So in all from last year's finishers, finalists, it was 60 had 3, 6, 8, 3. So that might been more staying consistent on keeping that same layout. It has been players because I legitimately have every single player.
Well, we wish the best of luck for you, and let's tune in tonight. But more interesting, do you feel comfortable sharing your story or no? Somebody had an interesting week. Wait, hold on. Why is what am I looking at where I'm trying to look at the camera, but my eyes are facing this way?
You're looking at this thing. You want the camera here, right? So here, we're going to go face tracking.
Wait.
Now it's on my face.
What's...
Okay, ready? So I'm down in Atlanta this week. To a dinner, okay? So at this dinner, and what kind of a restaurant was it? Persian.
Not your cup of tea.
Not my cup of tea. Next thing you know, work with is choking. Full-blown choking in this restaurant. And there's me sitting there eating my Persian food, just trying to survive dinner. A guy that were there's, hey, do you need CPR? Not CPR. Do you need the Heimlich maneuver? She says. She backs in to individual. Go ahead, give me 2 soft pumps. 1. No, you be the choking person. Wait, choke. She then backs into me. 1, 2, 3, 4 saves her. So, not only am I a hero, get to the airport, where did I have lunch?
I don't know.
Chick-fil-A.
I was about to say Chick-fil-A.
I get Chick-fil-A, gonna come home, flight's delayed by 20 minutes. Flight's delayed by 40 minutes. Who am I sitting next to again? What's his name?
Marty.
Picture of Marty Smith on the screen. What's up, Marty? If you see this, I was the guy sitting next to you. Didn't want to bother you.
No.
We were both just trying to survive.
Hey, Marty Smith, and you'd be like, no.
I'm sitting there in a Georgia hoodie And like him and I are like looking, just sitting there, you to
How
me
was
away. Fantastic. Marty Smith had a sharp blue suit on, brand new fresh white Nikes.
You know who he reminds me of? What's the name of that guy on? Is he on like Frosty the Snowman, where he's like Mr. Fire and Mr. Ice or something called? You know what I'm talking about? I think it's like a kid's cartoon or something.
Burglar. What?
No. Marty Smith, but he's a cartoon character in some Christmas film.
I have to look it up.
All right. Well, anyways, maybe you can insert that.
Anyways, Marty Smith is just sitting there. We're sitting like this. He knows I know who he is.
Oh, obviously. How many people are coming up to him and be like, "Hey, Marty Smith, are you Marty Smith?" Yeah.
One.
Shit, Marty. I want to show you. I have one link up on my phone.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
amazing! We're gonna have to cut that. We can't have that on with us sitting here, whether somebody watches or not. That is out. That is a bad topic for the first video podcast. Show me the picture. No, show me your face.
I am.
Game of fraud or not fraud,
Okay. Yeah.
right?
Not fraud, not at all. Me a little weary of Georgia now. Credit to them for coming back, but like Alabama thumped them. Put me to sleep was, geez, if you interrogate somebody, have them watch a replay of Nebraska-Purdue first half. Jesus, that was ugly.
How is Ryan Williams 17 years old?
I don't know. Isn't Smith 17 too or no?
He's like 17 or 18, but I think
But
they
do-
both skipped. Lock of the century.
College.
Kyle Pitts to score the first touchdown tonight.
Oh, Troy and Texas. Never mind.
Yeah. That's...
College good, and he dynamic to the offense because who would have thought that he can run like that?
Yep.
But like I said, don't forget Ewers went into Michigan and beat the fuck out of them, and they almost took him to a national title game last year. It's just for Texas to know that if Ewers, I don't remember what his injury was. Was it a concussion? No, I don't know. Whatever his injury was that put him on the sideline.
Strained abdomen.
Okay.
I believe.
Point if he goes out, they don't lose a beat because Manning has just been fantastic. And then it's also good to know that he seems like a very loyal guy, which he apparently is. And he also said that he's going to play 4 years. That's what came out this week. Has been him confirmed to the University of Texas that he's going to stay for all 4 years. He'll be the number back in the league next year, Heisman favorite. Texas will be number one in the country,
NIL
regardless
money.
of how they fit here. So, I mean, Texas, Ohio State, they're no fraud. I mean, shit.
Georgia.
Good.
Oregon.
They're not fraud, but I'm very interested. I think they're going to get in anyways, but I'm very interested to see how they match up with Ohio State next week.
Penn State.
Fraud.
Agreed. Miami.
I don't. What does that mean?
The Smelly Selly.
Oh,
You haven't even watched them play a game.
yes, I have, but I thought.
Then how don't you know the Smelly Selly?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to shit like that. Cam Ward is
They
very
Smelly
good.
Selly
I don't know.
everywhere.
Okay, well, I don't call it the Smelly Selly, but Cam Ward is legit. I think he's probably the best quarterback in the country.
He's fantastic.
But like I said, like Miami last Thursday, was it?
Friday. Almost lost to
Yeah,
Virginia Tech.
and that would have been the most Miami loss ever.
Missouri.
Fraud.
Agreed. USC.
I would say fraud, and last week, were they down like 21-10?
Yeah.
And they stormed. I would say they're like
Teetering. Miss.
fraud. You can't lose that game to Kentucky. I don't care if they run the table or they'll probably get in. Would you put a 9-3 Ole Miss in over a 11-1 Indiana? Because Indiana, let's say they'll probably lose to Ohio State. I don't know who else they have. So as we're looking at the playoff predictor here, the one thing is all the top teams, I would say from Texas, Bama, Ohio State, Tennessee, Georgia, Miami, Oregon, Notre Dame, and probably Penn State are going to remain there until these non-power fives, and that's going to change every single week because once one of these teams loses, gone.
They're out.
You know,
Where-
JMU. I love JMU. I think they're going to get in.
I have an idea that would be better than the college football playoff.
What?
The second 12 should have their own college football playoff to play for the round 2. Because I would much rather watch Indiana against Boise, Clemson against Missouri, UNLV against JMU, Iowa State against BYU. Because you don't know win.
Yeah, but here's also, like, I understand that they missed 12 playoff for more teams to get in, and then the kind of like, I don't know, non-Power 5 schools. Okay, but like now teams, obviously all these teams can't get in, and there's going to be, even with 12 teams, there's still going to be some good Power 5 teams that aren't in. Now let's say Ole Miss or Clemson doesn't get in. And the way it's looking is, with Texas now in the... I'm going to say Bama or Georgia is probably going to win the SEC. Well, maybe Texas, but one of those teams is going to go to the 5 or something, and they're going to be a 3-4 touchdown favorite. Like, dude, I love the story. I love Boise State story with the running back. I love JMU. But
shout out to Coach Chesney.
Do you really want to see them be a 3 touchdown favorite and probably get whopped?
That's the tough part. As excited as I am about the expanded field,
I just want it to be the best 12 teams in the country. It's unfortunate that JMU may go 12. Well, they're gonna go 12-0. If you look at their schedule, it's pathetic.
Yes,
they are gonna be 2 to 3 touchdown favorites for the rest of the year. How do you, like I said, compare 12-0 JMU to a 9-3 Ole Miss, and then Ole Miss would get in and JMU would get left out? I don't know. That's why I don't envision
the 5-6 team that don't get the first round bye are going to absolutely smack whoever they play. Trash. Ole Miss, not good enough to be the 5 or 6 team. Indiana, trash. But then, when we get in fun teams or the good stories, they're out. They're gonna get beat, like you said. They're gonna be 3 touchdowns.
They're gonna, and it's not even a playoff atmosphere. Can you, SEC and either an SEC team or Notre Dame, the way it's looking, is going to play that non-Power 5 school. Can you imagine JMU going into Texas, Bama, or Georgia in that atmosphere?
Right.
3+ touchdown dogs.
Correct. Picks of the week.
First pick of the weekend, you know where I'm going. Right to my bread and butter. Huskers -6.5. It's homecoming weekend. Rutgers is overrated. They can't stop the run. They played nobody. Howard and Akron ran for 200+ yards on them. This is going to be a blowout, a slaughter fest. We're going to be eating corn by the third quarter. Nebraska -6.5. Put it in the books.
Everybody thinks Michigan State might have Oregon's number because the head coach came from in-state rival at Oregon State, but that is where you're wrong. The Ducks are starting to get it figured out. The line is 24.5. I'm going to put it right here this week, but it's easy. The Ducks are getting it figured out. We're getting it going. Go Ducks. Give me the Ducks all day long, hands down. No -24.5. Win this game by 40 points. Don't fall for the line. Easy money. Ducks all day.
All right, my next pick of the week, this one's an easy one, short and simple here. So watch the game, just check it 2 hours later, and withdraw your money from DraftKings. This is an easy one. Wait, hold on. All right, these are 2 teams that I wasn't able to figure out until I've watched them play for the last 5 weeks. JMU, -16.5 at Louisiana Monroe. Actually, don't even care who they're playing. JMU is beating the shit out of everybody. Hammer them and their team total. I don't know what it is, and I don't care because they are running the score up on everybody. Who else is doing that? Signetti at Indiana, former JMU coach, I believe.
That is correct.
Former JMU coach. Once again, Indiana football. Gross. Not this year. They are playing Indiana -13.5 at Northwestern. Northwestern might not even cross the 50. My only concern would be yes, they're playing at Northwestern with that wind coming in. Not sure how the weather is.
New stadium.
What do you mean new stadium?
They're playing on the practice field.
Yeah, with that wind coming in, but also don't care. Take Indiana -13.5. Come on. Another thing, team total, they're scoring. Northwestern's going to be blown out of the gates here. Indiana, love JMU. Parlay them while you're at it. There's a double pick, double winner for you. The team totals, that's 4 in one shot. Yeah, here's one team that everyone loves. It's everybody's Cinderella this year. It's UNLV. They're giving 6.5 points to Syracuse. Everyone bet against them last week in Fresno because Saluka was out, left the team. Everyone hates him and came in and lit the world up. Not this week. Cuse is going to beat out of them. We're getting 6.5. Take them with the 6.5. Take them on the money line. McCord's legit. The boys are rolling from Syracuse. I love Syracuse this week. One of my favorite bets of the weekend.
That boy Sam just gave you all the reasons why you should be taking Syracuse, which I agree with. But the one thing that people aren't talking about is the total. An absolute gift from the sports books, DraftKings, FanDuel, Fanatics, Caesars, Bet365, Caesars again. Give me another one.
I don't know.
When I tell you that this is a gift, take it. What's that?
What is it?
The over, 56.5. It's right here on the... Don't worry about my words. Worry about my actions. Don't worry, BV. Focus here. It's a winner all day long. 56.5. Take the over in the Syracuse game. Easy money. Shout out to the Cinema Lords podcast. Shout out to Kirk Minahan. Shout out to the Kirk Minahan Network.
This is a great.
Let me tell you about another winner this weekend. The weather. It's been tough. Thoughts and prayers to people who've been affected by the hurricane this past week. But after rainy storms, after cloudy days, comes the sunshine. And with sunshine comes points. And with points, you can't say points without thinking about the Pittsburgh Panthers and the North Carolina Tar Heels. This is easy. Take the over, 64.5. Take it. It's going to hit 80, 90. The first half in this game, we're in the 50 point. So take first half over, take the game over, take Pitt team total over, take North Carolina over. Easy money, lock it in. If I know anything about a sure bet, I know that when my dear friend Sam is confident in something, that means you go the other way. You run for the hills. You run for the hills all day long. You stay away from it. Things aren't looking up in Lincoln, Nebraska. Quite the contrary. I see your face back there. I know you're sad. Chopping wood all day long. Take Rutgers money line plus 205. Easy money. Greg Schiano takes the men of New Jersey State Pride, and they beat Nebraska at home.
It's just an insult.
I watched a UCF team last week that could not play a lick of defense. Everybody down in Gainesville is saying it's time for Big Road. Time for him to pack up your suitcase and go home, Billy Napier. But guess what? Not this week, because we're going to get points. UCF can't play a lick of defense. If they couldn't stop Colorado, they're not going to be able to stop an offense in Florida. Florida just isn't that good either. So give me the points over 62.5.
I really haven't looked that much games. Why do you like Pitt so much to score?
Because it's points all day with Pitt. North Carolina can't play a lick of defense.
Pitts.
Kyle Pitts to score?
First touchdown scorer.
Just a guess.
I'll let over, to be honest.
I know. Did you see odds boost tonight?
No.
Over 34.5 boosted to play.